السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.
وعليكم السلام ورحمة الله وبركاته يا شيخنا. أحسن الله إليكم.
آمين. أبا يوسف, how are you?
الحمد لله بالخير.
How are you doing on the WhatsApp?
نعم يا شيخنا.
إن الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفره ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا وسيئات أعمالنا. من يهده الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلا هادي له. أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله صلوات الله وسلامه عليه. Our class is our book Al-Adab Al-Mufrad by Imām Al-Bukhāri rahimahullah, word for hajjing on the yatim is the orphan. In the last class we tried to explain in the terms of Sharia who is the yatim or who are the aitam, the orphan. What does it mean to say that a person is an orphan? We explained that they don't think make a person fall under this category of evil. Allah will lead to the orphan. The first of them is Abdur Raūf, the fact that the father of a young person passes away. When the father of a young person passes away, and that's the second condition is that he is still not a mature person. There is bad Adab Al-Mufrad. When the person is not or cannot described to have reached maturity. So whoever has his father passing away, when he has not reached the stage of bulugh, maturity, and maturity we know in Islam is attained for the men when they begin to have dream, and for women of course when they begin to menstruate. We all know maturity. So when a person becomes matured, he has left the realm of being an orphan. So when a person has his father pass away, and then the person is still not a mature person, male or female, this kind of a person is referred to as yatim. Even though for the lower animals, if the animal is a mother, that is when it's called yatim. When the animal, like a goat or a sheep or a cow, loses its mother while it is still young, it is still breastfeeding. That is what is referred to as yatim. But among humans, being a yatim has to do with the loss of the father, not the loss of the mother. And it has to do with a child that has not matured. It does not have to do with the person who has matured. So two things have to be there. The father's death and the fact that the individual is a young who has not matured. This is the thing. We tried to explain in some sort of detail in the last class. The second thing we tried to explain in the last class is the woman who is an armala. The armala or the aramil, they are the women who have no husband. Most times when this word is translated, we translate to mean a widow. And the widow in English language is a person, a married woman who loses her husband. So she's usually referred to as armala. Easily that word comes to the mind of a young person when you say armala or widow. They say that this is a woman who has lost her husband. But al-Ismāīl, being in the condition of an armala or the women who are aramil, This condition itself has to do with not having a husband or anything of support. When a woman becomes a woman who has no husband and she has no means of support, because that is what essentially al-Irmad means. The ulama says she becomes Armala because she comes into the condition of what? Al-Irmad. And Al-Irmad is al-Faqru wa Zahab Zad. Al-Faqru poverty. Need was Zahab Zad. And the absence of provision. When a woman does not have these two things, she becomes to be referred to as Armala. So this word Armala or its plural around it is not restricted to women who their husbands. A woman can be an Armala even when she's not married at all. This is the Arabic grammar. When a woman is not married at all, but she's cut off from support, she can be referred to as an Armala. Or a woman who has been previously married and then she becomes divorced. She has no husband and her means of support has been cut off. This kind of a woman is also referred to as an Armala. Likewise, the woman who her husband death takes the husband away, her means of support becomes cut off. So when she loses her husband, that loss of the husband is also an aspect of what al-Irmad. So being an Armala is not restricted to be a widow who loses her husband. These were the major points that we tried to establish in the last class. This chapter, Al-Imām Al-Bukhāri says in Babu Man Ya'ūf Yatiman. The chapter about Man Ya'ūf Yatiman. An individual, just one person, anybody. Ya'ūf Yatiman. Who takes care of them. Ya'ūf. He takes care of the needs of the yatim. The person who cares for their needs. He provides food, provides shelter, provides clothes, provides compassion. Because he not just a young boy who is a yatim or girl who is a yatim or yatim for a girl. He provides the basic needs for his child. What does the person gain? What is the reward of that kind of an action with Allah in this dunya and on the day of Qiyamah? But Imām Al-Bukhāri has placed this hadith under Fadlu Man Ya'ūf Yatiman. What are the virtues? What is a person who supports the yatim in terms of all of what we have explained? What does he gain? What is he rewarded in this world and in the hereafter? I hope that this chapter title is clear. And Imām Al-Bukhāri says, Rahimahullah, Babu Fadli Man Ya'ūf Yatiman. The chapter regarding the benefit, the reward of the individual who supports, who provides the needs, who is there for a yatim, a little young boy or girl who uses his father or her father. And that hadith occurs on the hadith number 131 in our book, Al-Adab Al-Mufrad by Amir Abdur-Raūf Al-Bukhāri rahimahullah. He said that حدثنا إسماعيل قال حدثني مالك عن ثور بن زيد عن أبي الغيث عن أبي هريرة رضي الله عنه عن النبي صلى الله عليه وآله وسلم الساعي على الأرملة والمساكين كالمجاهد في سبيل الله وكالذي يصوم النهار ويقوم الليل. الساعي على الأرملة والمساكين كالمجاهد في سبيل الله وكالذي يصوم النهار ويقوم الليل. الساعي على الأرملة والمساكين Al-Bukhāri rahimahullah has reported this hadith from his very famous Shaykh, Imām Ismāīl ibn Abi Uwais. We remember that Imam Ismāīl ibn Abi Uwais is the son of the sister of Imam Malik. Imam Malik had a sister. The son of his sister was Ismāīl ibn Abdullah ibn Abi Uwais. He was a great scholar of Quran and Hadith in Medina. Ismāīl ibn Abi Uwais, rahimahullah. He is the son of the sister of Imam Malik, and the bulk of his knowledge in terms of Hadith has been reported from Imam Malik. He also has a Hadith in Sahih Al-Bukhāri and Sahih Muslim. In fact, many of the scholars say that it's not for Bukhari and Muslim reporting Hadith from Ismāīl ibn Abi Uwais. Many of the scholars have criticized Ismāīl ibn Abi Uwais. They have criticized him regarding the thing that he himself, in terms of the retentive memory, he was weak. But he used to write down his Hadith. So Imam Al-Bukhari, to evade that criticism of his weak memory, sought after the recording, the document of Ismāīl ibn Abi Uwais, and extracted those ahadith from the document of Ismāīl ibn Abi Uwais. The second thing that was mentioned, criticism against Ismāīl ibn Abi Uwais, was that he was alone in reporting some ahadith. Just alone report the hadith. No one else has reported the hadith from that particular Shaykh except him. So what Imam Al-Bukhari did rahimahullah was that he will report the ahadith of Ismāīl ibn Abi Uwais that has been reported by others amongst the scholars. He was very technical, and Imam Al-Bukhari was very, very technical in the way he reported the ahadith from Ismāīl ibn Abi Uwais. He has over 93 or so ahadith in Sahih Al-Bukhari itself, and the bulk of them, except two, have been reported by other scholars amongst the reporters of hadith. That Ismāīl ibn Abi Uwais was not alone, and that was because when Imam Al-Bukhari came to Medina, he had access to Ismāīl ibn Abi Uwais, and he collected documents and selected the ahadith from them. So the report of Al-Bukhari and from Ismāīl ibn Abi Uwais raised the status of Ismāīl ibn Abi Uwais, because these are from the best of the reports of Ismāīl ibn Abi Uwais. Even though others amongst the scholars like Shaykh and Imam Nāsir and others would criticize Ismāīl ibn Abi Uwais, and Imam Al-Bukhari and Muslim beyond those criticisms to technically extract the best of the response from Ismāīl ibn Abi Uwais. And this hadith we are reading today has also been reported by Imam Al-Bukhari and Imam Muslim. If you have Al-Adab Al-Mufrad with the copy of Al-Bukhāri Al-Muhammad, you will see in the footnote it has said that Akhrajahu Al-Bukhāri alone. It was mentioned that Akhrajahu Al-Bukhāri alone. This hadith Akhrajahu Al-Bukhāri wa Muslim. That's reported by Imam Al-Bukhari and Muslim from the same Shaykh. Bukhari reported it rahimahullah from his Shaykh Abdullah ibn Maslama ibn Qa'nab al-Qa'nab. Likewise, Imam Muslim reported from Ibn Qa'nab al-Qa'nab. This same hadith that Ismāīl ibn Abi Uwais has reported from Imam Malik, Ibn Qa'nab al-Qa'nab also reported it from Imam Malik rahimahullah. So, Imam al-Bukhari has got this hadith from two sources. One from Ismāīl ibn Abi Uwais, and the other from who? Abdullah ibn Qa'nab al-Qa'nab. And Abdullah ibn Qa'nab al-Qa'nab is the best reporter from Imam Malik in terms of his Muwaffā. He was Imam Malik for 30 years, because Muwaffā was compiled over a period of 40 years. For 30 of the 40, Ibn Qa'nab was with Malik, and he himself read Muwaffā to Imam Malik directly. So this has been reported from Imam Malik by Al-Bukhari and Muslim from Ibn Qa'nab al-Qa'nab. That makes us understand how brilliantly Imam Al-Bukhari selected the ahadith of who? Ismāīl ibn Abi Uwais, despite his from the rest of the scholars regarding. I'm sure our brothers who get these issues like this, reporters of Hadith, they can pick the book Ismāīl with that when it was out of there to get for him. There are a lot of issues of benefit regarding Ismāīl in that way. And the sometimes that Imām Al-Bukhāri approached the Hadith and selected the best of them, Rahimahullah. So Ismāīl ibn Abi Uways has reported this hadith from his Shaykh and uncle, Al-Imām Malik ibn Anas, Rahimahullah. And Al-Imām Malik reported it from Thawri ibn Zayd, who is reported from Abdur-Raūf, the Tabi'i of this hadith. Abdur-Raūf. I have not heard a brother having that good Abdur-Raūf. And Al-Raūf is Al-Matar الذي لا يأتي إلا بالخير. Al-Raūf. Raūf is rain that will not bring any other than goodness. Because rain can bring Allah fortune. Rain may fall and then there will be not plants growing. It may rain and yet plants not grow. But when you have Al-Raūf, that is Al-Matar. And Al-Matar can also bring goodness. It can bring the two too. But when you have Raūf in Arabic, it does not mean any other than a rain that does not bring any other apart from what? Goodness. So this Tabi'i, his kunya is Abdur-Raūf. Abdur-Raūf, but his real name was Salih Mawla Abdullah ibn Mufrad. His name was Salih Mawla Abdullah ibn Mufrad from Ta'ah. Mufrad is the one who obeys Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So his father's name is Abdullah. The name of his master who freed him. His name himself was named Salih, but he is the Mawla of Abdullah ibn Mufrad. One of our brothers here is named Nāsir. So many of the people refer to him as Mufrad. It's known at the end. It is Ismāīl at the end. It is Mufrad from Ta'ah. Mufrad is the one who is obedient to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So you can have Nāsir, that is the one who is strong, and Allah is Al-Nāsir. So you can have Nāsir, this is separate. You can also have Mufrad. So this is Mufrad and not Mufrad, as some people refer to that brother. So the brother is Mufrad, not Mufrad as people refer to him. So he is Mufrad. So the person of this hadith is Salih Mawla Abdullah ibn Mufrad. He is the one who has reported this hadith from Abu Hurairah radiyallahu anhu from the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, that the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said, الساعي على الأرملة والمساكين. الساعي على الأرملة والمساكين كالمجاهد في سبيل الله. الساعي على الأرملة والمساكين. الساعي, the one who makes a sa'i, he hastens towards the affairs. الساعي على الأرملة, he makes good effort, haste over al-armala. The armala, we have defined who they are. She is the woman who lacks financial support because she has not a husband. The woman who lacks support. Why? She does not have a husband. She falls under the aron, and one of them is referred to as what? Arbala. So as-sa'i al-armala. Even though the word is more widely for widow. So here the Prophet said, sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, as-sa'i al-armala, the one who goes forth and backwards, بِتَحْصِيلِ مَا يَنْفَعُ الْأَرْمَلَةِ, so that he can gain something to benefit the armala. He goes forth and backwards. He moves forth, making good efforts, going forth. That's a result. They think together. What do you want to do with this resources you are running about together? He wants to benefit the armala, or she wants to benefit the armala, who is a woman that has been cut off from support because she has no husband. Meaning that we all must take this very important. no man should live with his wife and make her live like an armala. The man is the source of the support for her, for his wife. No man, what's the name? A Muslim should, for the sake of Allah, leave his wife without support. When you leave your wife without support, you are supposed to be the support for your wife. When you leave her without support, you are putting her in the circumstance of al-ifmat, like a woman without a husband. And this is not proper at all for a Muslim male to do, to abandon the wife so much that she is cut off from support. It's an act of faith. The Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam has told us about that kafa lil mar'i isman an yatruka man ya'ulu aw kama qala alayhi salatu wassalam. It is sufficient for an individual sin. It is sufficient sin against an individual. Why? He abandons the one that he supports. He is the wife. He should give the wife support, and then he abandons her. It is from the symbols of fisk and fujur. It is from the symbols of unrighteousness that a man abandons the wife, because he is going to get that wife into the circumstance of what? Al-irmal. She's going to have to become an arbala, that the people now begin to run around to support. So the Prophet said, sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, as-sa'i ala al-armalati wal-masaki. The one who makes sa'i, who makes haste, who makes effort to gather resources, put things together, ala al-armala, over the woman who is cut off from support, wal-masaki, and orphans. These two words, al-masakin, alladhi laysa lahu shay. Al-masakin, al-miskin, is the one who has nothing. So the ulama have brought this report here, because no one best comes in this condition except the woman who has lost a husband and children who have lost their parents. They come into the circumstance of masakin, and usually the woman who is widowed is usually having children to take care of. So the armala is hardly would you find an armala when you remove them without husband who have not married at all, except that she has a child she has to care for. So she supposed to be supported. Now she has someone that needs support. So the support is required from two angles. From the fact that she's a woman, from the fact also that she has a child. So the Prophet said, sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, whoever supports these kinds of women, and whoever supports these kinds of children, people in need, children in need, he said, sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, kal mujahidi fi sabilillah. Such a person is like the one who goes in jihad for the sake of Allah. Not just going in jihad. That jihad is a valid jihad for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. It's like him. Ulama have explained, how is he like him? The one who goes on searching for things to gather resources, to things together, and then he comes back to support women without husbands and support orphans whose parents, whose fathers are lost, and means of support are unavailable. How does that become like al-mujahid? They say from two angles. The first one in terms of reward. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has honored these persons, whether male or female. That the reward that I will give you when you support these people and you go all around gathering resources to help them, what I will reward you with is that I will give you a reward that is like the reward of Mujahid of Isa. So it's like him in terms of reward. Because the Prophet said, alayhi salatu wassalam, in this hadith, Kal Mujahid of Isa. Yani fil ajr, in terms of reward, like him. How do we know? The Prophet said so, alayhi salatu wassalam. The other sense in which this person is like Mujahid is that he's making haste, he's hustling to gather resources for this. He's going all around, putting things together. Like the Mujahid goes all around all through to prepare for jihad. And then he comes in terms of spending his own soul, giving out the soul Just like the individual now gives out the money that he has suffered for. He goes to the office, spending the money, he comes back 5 o'clock in the evening, he's making sure he earns from halal means so that he can support an armala, so that he can support a yatim or a yatima. This is effort too, making efforts to establish goodness upon the surface of the earth. And then the money is going to give belonging to him. Arabs have an adage. They say that al-mal shaqiq ruh. Al-mal, money, shaqiq ruh is the brother of life. That is the way we value our life. People value their wealth. But in this case, we are going to give your wealth out. Just like the Mujahid gives out his life during jihad. So from these angles, from the angles of reward, from the angles of effort, from the angles of giving out something that we hold very dearly, the person who goes out to support the armala and the skin is like the Prophet said, sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, al-mujahid fi sabilillah. The Prophet said in terms of its reward, alayhi salatu salam, in terms of the effort, in terms of all other things that the mujahid gives out, which is very, very important to him, that kind of an individual, like the mujahid fi sabilillah, has the word life, the reward of mujahid fi sabilillah. He said again, alayhi salatu wasalam, وَكَالَّذِي يَصُومُ النَّهَارِ. It's like a person who goes on fasting in the daytime. All he does is fast. The one who regularly fasts. And the report of Al-Imām Muslim in this hadith, it says, كَالصَّائِمِ لَا يُفْطِرُ. هُوَ كَالصَّائِمِ الَّذِي لَا يُفْطِرُ. The one who spends, makes effort over al-armala and al-yatim and the fakim. كَالصَّائِمِ الَّذِي لَا يُفْطِرُ. Is the one who is regularly fast. He won't break his fast at any time. His fasting from without. One day on, one day off. And he will not stop. I know a brother like that. He's been on Som without for 20 years. One day on, one day off. One day on, one day off. He's been on Som without for 20 years. One day on, one day off. So the one who struggles, strives, makes great effort to earn halal, gather halal, and spend upon the aramil and the yatama. This kind of the person has the reward of mujahidun fi sabilillah. They also have the reward of as-sā'imu alladhī lā yufṭir. They have the reward of a person who fasts regularly and will not break his fast. وَيَقُومُ اللَّيْلِ. And he also stands in the midnight. The report of Al-Imām Muslim says, كَالْقَائِمُ لَا يُفْطِرُ. كَالْقَائِمُ لَا يَفْطِرُ. He does not have futur. It's like someone who stands up in the middle of the night and he does not get tired. لَا يَفْطِرُ. He does not get tired. كَالْقَائِمِ لَا يَفْطِرُ. وَالصَّائِمِ لَا يُفْطِرُ. He is like someone who stands up in the middle of the night. He does not get tired. Whenever you wake up, you find him, he's in the middle of the night observing Salah. الْقَائِمُ لَا يَفْطِرُ. The one who prays in the night, قِيَامُ اللَّيْلِ, لَا يَفْطِرُ. He does not become exhausted as a result. وَكَالْصَائِمِ لَا يُفْطِرُ. Is also like as-sā'imu lā yufṭir. The one who is fasting and he will not break his fast. If he fasts Mondays and Thursdays, he goes on fasting Mondays, Thursdays, Mondays, Thursdays. He's regular in his fasting of tatawwu'at and of course of his wajibat. He does not break the fast. The reward of a person who takes care of the armala and the yatim and the masakin is like the person who fights jihad in particular. It's like the person who observes fasting throughout the day. He does not break his fast. It's like the person who observes Qiyamul Layl in the night and he does not stop observing Qiyamul Layl. We see 3 kinds of rewards. He has the reward of Mujahidun. He has the reward of Qa'imun. He has the reward of Qa'imun. the one who takes care of the arami, the one who takes care of al-yatama, the one who takes care of masaki. He has the rewards of three groups of people, all in one. He has the rewards of mujahideen. He has ajrul mujahideen. He has ajrul sa'ilin, alladhina la yuftirun. He has the rewards of qa'ilin, alladhina la yafturun. He has the rewards of these three groups of people. One of the ulama, Al-Imām Ibn Al-Maghribi, rahimahullah, he gave an explanation that I think is that we need and make benefit from it regarding this hadith. He says, rahimahullah, man ajaza al-ijtihad fi sabilillah. Whoever finds jihad difficult, he becomes unable to make jihad fi sabilillah. Wa an qiyam al-layl. He finds it difficult to observe qiyam al-layl. Some people definitely find it difficult to observe qiyam al-layl for so many reasons. Perhaps their jobs during the day are very hard jobs that they hardly find it difficult to be able to wake up in the night. Or their jobs are jobs that take them into late night, such that when they sleep, they can't even observe qiyam al-layl at all. It is possible to find people in these kinds of conditions. So when a person is in this kind of condition, or ajaza al-jihad, or an individual is unable to perform jihad, maybe he's blind, maybe he's a lame, maybe he has other deficiencies that would not make him be able to go for jihad. Maybe the individual has ulcer, for example, so that he's not able to fast regularly. Or he may have other illness, so he's not able to go for jihad. He's not able to stand regularly here today. He's not also able to fast during the day and be regular in his fasting. The Shaykh says, من عجز عن الجهاد في سبيل الله وعن قيام الليل وصيام النهار فليعمل بهذا الحديث. Let that individual walk with this hadith. How? Gather resources for arami, gather resources for aitam, gather resources for masaki, work with people and provide them resources. Act upon this hadith. He said, rahimahullah, وَلْيَسْعَى لَلْحَرَامِ وَالْمَسَاكِينِ. Let him make good efforts to take care of al-aramil wal-masakin. لِيُحْشَرَ يَوْمَ الْقِيَامَةِ فِي جُمْلَةِ الْمُجَاهِدِينَ فِي سَبِيلِ اللَّهِ. So that he is raised on the day of Qiyamah amongst the generality of those who were fighting and who perhaps passed away upon the path of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. دُونَ أَنْ يَخْطُوا مِنْ ذَلِكَ خُطْوَةً. Even though he might not have even taken a single step to make jihad. Or يُنْفِقَ دِرْهَمًا. Or he may not even have spent one single dirham to make jihad fi sabilillah. Or يَلْقَى عَدُوًّا يَرْتَعُ بِلِقَائِهِ. Or he is not even face an enemy that he would be afraid that this enemy can kill. He didn't do any of that. Yes, he would be raised في جملة المجاهدين في سبيل الله دون أن يخطو في ذلك خطوة أو ينفق درهما أو يلقى عدوا يرتع بلقائه أو ليحشر في زمرة الصالح. If he also wants the reward of being gathered in the company of those who are regularly fasting, let him do that. وَالْقَائِلِ, likewise in the gathering of those who were regularly observing Qiyamul Layl, وَيَنَالُ دَرَجَتَهُ, so that he can gain their status on the day of Qiyamah. وَهُوَ قَائِمُ نَهَارِ, when he was eating during the day, نَائِمُ لَيْلِهِ أَيَّامَ حَيَاتِهِ, while he was even sleeping in the night when he was alive. But on the day of Qiyamah, he becomes gathered in the gathering of the فينبغي لكل مؤمن أن يحرص على هذه التجارة التي لا تبور. So it is necessary for every Muslim to crave to participate in this business in which there is no loss. ويسعى على الأرملة, make good effort to take care of aramis, women without husbands who are cut off from support, and then they become needy. They become in the status of people who need this help. our miskin, or people who are just poor, they are the needy. When you do support them, you help them, you gather resources, put it together for them, to care for them, Allah provides you the rewards of three groups of people. Mujahidun fi sabilillah, al-qa'imuna yusalluna la yaftirun, was-qa'imuna yasumuna la yaftirun. Liwajhillah. When you do that for the sake of Allah, that is the reward you get. فَيَرُبَحُ فِي تِجَارَةِ دَرَجَاتٍ مُجَاهِدِينَ. That trade that Allah and the Messenger invites us up to, you gain from it. What do you gain? دَرَجَاتٍ مُجَاهِدِينَ. The levels and the status of those who fight in the cause of Allah. وَالصَّائِمِينَ. Those who fast regularly. وَالْقَائِمِينَ. And those who regularly observe Qiyam al-Layl. Even though you will not have been tired or exhausted, وَلَا نَصَبٍ, or neither will you have been stressed at all, you gain these rewards. How do you gain the rewards of Mujahidun? How do you gain the rewards of Qa'imun? How do you gain the rewards of Qa'imun? The Prophet said, sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, الساعي على الأرملة والمساكين كالمجاهد في سبيل الله. The one who makes effort upon the orphans and the women who are cut off from support, والمساكين and the needy, كالمجاهد في سبيل الله. That individual is like the one in his reward who fights the cause of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. وَكَالَّذِي يَصُومُ النَّهَارَ. He is like the one who regularly fasts during the day, وَيَقُومُ اللَّيْلِ, and observes his Qiyam al-Layl in the night. The word of those who pay attention to and pray to support the army. And by that, they would have been following many verses in the Quran. In Surah Al-Ma'un, Allah told us about this because this is from the ways of the people who deny and reject the fact that Allah shall reward them tremendously on the day of Qiyamah. It is from their way not to care for Aramil and Al-Yatama. Those who are used to not caring for the Aramil, women who are cut off from support, they have a strong mind against them. They hate them. They detest them. This is from the symbols of kufur and from the symbols of rejecting the truth of the day of Qiyamah. From the truth of the day of Jaza is that these people will be rewarded every day. So, but those who reject, who don't care about them, who don't pay any attention to them, this is from the ways of the people of kufur, and it is not correct. We are not saying that not paying attention to these people is kufur, that expels the individual from Islam. But non-Muslims, kuffar, have this kind of attitude. They are the ones who have this kind of attitude of not paying attention to our holy and al-yatama. How do we know that? The Quran tells us that in Surah Al-Bukhāri says, أَرَأَيْتَ الَّذِي يُكَذِّبُ بِالدِّينِ. Have you seen those? Do you not see those? يُكَذِّبُ بِالدِّينِ. Who belie deen, jaza. They belie the fact that Allah grants rewards for goodness. Say what reward? If I do it, I just do it. There are people like that. If I do it, I just do it. No, if I do it, I will be rewarded. This is the thinking of the Muslim. Not if I do it, I have just done it. No. If you do it, you will be rewarded by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, because there is jaza. So you can see with the deen. Those people belie that jaza. They belie the fact that there is a day of Yawm-ul-Din, the day of jaza. And Allah refers to Yawm-ul-Qiyamah a lot in the Quran, even in Surah Al-Fatiha of Yawm-ul-Din, Maliki Yawm-ul-Din. Maliki Yawm-ul-Din. And Yawm-ul-Din is Yawm-ul-Qiyamah. So it says, أَرَأَيْتَ الَّذِي يُكَذِّبُ بِيَوْمِ-ul-Din. أَرَأَيْتَ الَّذِي يُكَذِّبُ بِالدِّينِ. Do you not see the one who rejects deen, who rejects that there is jaza on the day of Qiyamah? أَرَأَيْتَ الَّذِي يُكَذِّبُ بِالدِّينِ. Who is that person? فَذَلِكَ الَّذِي. That is that one. That person. That individual. Look at how the Quran describes it like someone who is far away. Because he's far away from him. ذَلِكَ. That one, that person. What does it do? يَدُعُّ الْيَتِيمَ. It pushes away. It sends away the yatim. Sit here. Wait, wait. Get out. Get away. Move away. Don't call me again. Don't touch me. يَدُعُّ الْيَتِيمَ. That's why even the Messenger alayhi salatu wasalam in Surah Al-Bukhāri. What is Allah saying? فَأَمَّا الْيَتِيمَ فَلَا تَقْهَرْ. As for the yatim, لَا تَقْهَرْ. Don't be stern against yatim. Don't be stern against yatim. Don't be stern against yatim. May Allah protect all of us. So the reward for being good to the awareness that any person just gets. Just anybody. You don't know him before. You don't know the yatim. You don't know the armala. Not to say the ones that you know. We are coming back to that. You don't know the man. But this is yatim. You make good effort to care for them. How about those yatim or those yatama or aitam that are from the children of your brothers in blood, from the children of your sister, from the children of your uncles? Those uncles have passed away. Your brother passed away. Your uncle passed away, or your daddy passed away. You had become mature. He left around with you, your mother, and he left a time with you, your younger ones who are fast follower. Is it appropriate for you as an individual to abandon them? May Allah protect all of us. If we all go back to our family setup, see where we have failed or where we have succeeded. Your brother's son, that boy was a little young boy when the father died. What was your role? Your sister's son, the husband passed away. What was your role to be sure that that boy, that yatim, or that girl, yatima, got the kind of support that she needed? What was your role? We all should go back to the families at home and see what roles that we have played. Al-Imām Al-Bukhāri has listed hadith of the virtue, the rewards of the one who pays attention to a yatim. What reward he gets? May Allah forgive all of us. But like we say regularly in this class, we all should make good efforts to use Allah that we rectify ourselves. And I take this to salute some of our brothers who already and sisters who are already dealing with things like this. They pay attention to women who are cut off from support. They pay attention to children who are cut off from support. They pay attention to women whose husbands have passed away, or whose husbands have abandoned them and ran away. In all of this, the women became people who fell under al-irmad. They fell under al-faqru wa faqdu zaj. They fell under need and poverty. May Allah reward all these brothers goodness in this world and in the hereafter. We quickly read one more hadith before the time becomes the time we have to stop the class. And Imam Al-Bukhāri goes in the next part. He says, Babu fadli man ya'ud yatiman lahu. Babu fadli man ya'ud yatiman lahu. The chapter regarding the one who supports his own yatim. The first one is about one man supports one yatim or one armala. Just anyone, you don't know that person. This time, I think this chapter heading is for women. Because this is chapter regarding when you are ruling yatim and that a woman who struggles to take care of her own yatim. A woman who struggles to take care of her own yatim or her own yatima, or a man who struggles to take care of the children of his brother or his uncle, the ones that are your relatives. What are the rewards for it? The other one, the first chapter we just discussed, you don't know the yatim. You are just helping the yatim. You are just helping an armala. But here, the yatim is your own. Why is this ascribed to you? Because you are connected by blood. So this also has to do with women. The woman can say, what will I say if her husband passes away? And then she has to support the children to go, to get education, to get compassion, to feed, to get shelter, to clothe, and to be well nurtured in life like the rest of the children. What will my reward be? The Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam has said something regarding these kinds of women. And Imām Al-Bukhāri has placed it under the chapter فَضْلُ مَنْ يَعُودُ يَتِيمًا لَهُ. The virtue, the reward of the person who cares for his own or her own yatim. So Imām Al-Bukhāri says رحمه الله حدثنا أبو اليمان قال أخبرنا شهيد قال أخبرنا شعيب عن الزهري قال حدثني عبد الله بن أبي بكر عن عروة بن زبير أن عروة بن زبير أخبره أن عائشة زوجة النبي صلى الله عليه وآله وسلم قالت جاءتني امرأة معها ابنتان لها فسألتني فلم تجد عندي إلا تمرة واحدة فأعطيتها فقسمتها بين ابنتيها ثم قامت فخرجت فدخل النبي صلى الله عليه وآله وسلم فحدثته فقال من يلي من هذه البنات شيئا فأحسن إليهن كنا له سترا من النار من يلي من هذه البنات شيئا فأحسن إليهن كنا له سترا من النار. Urwa ibn Zubayr radiallahu anhu wa rahimahullah is one of the tabi'i of this hadith. This hadith has three amongst the tabi'u. The first tabi'i of the hadith is Imām Muhammad ibn Muslim ibn Shihab al-Zuhri, the tabi'i, reporting this hadith from another tabi'i, Abdullah ibn Abi Bakr. Abdullah ibn Abi Bakr ibn Muhammad ibn Amr ibn Hazm al-Ansari was tabi'i. He is also reporting from Urwa ibn Zubayr, who is also a tabi'i. So this hadith has three amongst the tabi'un in the Islam. One of them reporting from the other. So you can have a hadith like that. I think some of the scholars have mentioned that you can find up to between 4 and 6. I hope that I have remembered properly. 4 to 6 tabi'i in one single isnad of a hadith. This one has three amongst the tabi'un. So we have an Imām al-Zuhri reporting from a tabi'i, Abdullah ibn Abi Bakr, reporting from another tabi'i, Urwa ibn Zubayr, radiyallahu anhu. Akhbarahu, Urwa ibn Zubayr, he told Imām al-Zuhri has that isnad going to Urwa ibn Zubayr, who said that Anna Aisha radiyallahu anha zawjat Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. That Aisha radiyallahu anha, the wife of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, said, جاءتني امرأة معها ابنتان لها. A woman who had 2 children of hers came to me. A woman carried 2 children. And she came to our mother Aisha radiyallahu anha. فسألتني فلم تجد عندي إلا تمرة واحدة. The woman came to ask of me. She was asking something, I should provide her something. Falam tajid indi. But that woman did not find me having anything. Illa tamratan wahida. Aisha radiyallahu anha, on the day this woman came to beg something from Aisha, our mother, did not have anything except a single day. Allah. Just one day, that's all she had. I didn't have anything, I don't have. How many of us have bags of rice in our home? And one armala or yatim would come and ask, you have bags of rice, you can't even provide a cup for me. But here is your mother radiyallahu anha. She only had a single day with her. Many of us, we have bags of rice, we have 2 bags of yam, we have baskets of tomatoes, we have cartons of fish. We have all these things in our home, and we can't provide just a part of it. Here was Aisha radiallahu anha. All that she had on that day when the woman came to beg for a need, she had for her 2 daughters. She does not have, or she did not have any other than tamratan wahidatan. If she had said tamratan, it could have been sufficient. A day. But she emphasized it was just single one. Aisha radiallahu anha only had a single day. So she gave it to the woman. She said, to her. She had only a single day and she gave it out. You have baskets of tomato, you will not give anything out. You have baskets of dates, you will not give anything out. You have bread, you have butter, you have fish, you have rice, you have soup, you have meat, you have fish, you have chicken, you have flour, you have wheat, you have elubor, you have gari, you have everything in your freezer. And yet you can't give anything out. May Allah forgive you. But for Aisha radiallahu anha, أعطتها, she gave out that gift to that woman. فَقَسَمَتْهَا بَيْنَ إِثْنَتَيْهَا, and the woman divided that single day between the two of the daughters that she was carrying. ثُمَّ قَامَتْ فَخَرَجَتْ, the woman then stood up. She did not take anything from it. Al-Imām Al-Bukhāri has told us on the Hadith number 89 that Al-Walidatu Rahimat, the mothers are the most compassionate amongst the people. She was also in need. This is an Armala in need. The Armala in need, she has two daughters. The two daughters are her own. She got something. She had not tasted of it and she provided them to the two of her daughters. Why? Al-Walidat Rahimat. Al-Walidat Rahimat. The mothers are the most compassionate of the people in her life. Mothers are very, very compassionate. She got one day, she shared it amongst the two of the children. Radiallahu anha, she's better than all the women in the world today because she was a companion of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Our mother Aisha radiallahu anha said, ثُمَّ قَامَتْ فَخَرَجَتْ, that woman, after dividing that single day amongst the two children, the two daughters, she stood up and went out. فَدَخَلَ النَّبِيُّ صَلَّى اللَّهُ عَلَيْهِ وَآلِهِ وَسَلَّمَ فَحَدَّثْتُهُ. The Messenger alayhi salatu wasalam then came in afterwards. فَحَدَّثْتُهُ, and I narrated the matter to him. فَقَالَ صَلَّى اللَّهُ عَلَيْهِ وَسَلَّمَ, then the Prophet said صلى الله عليه وسلم, مَنْ يَلِي مِنْ هَذِهِ الْبَنَاتِ شَيْئًا, مَنْ يَلِي, whoever takes over the affairs of anything from the affairs of this girl. This makes us understand that you may not need to take care of everything if you cannot afford to take care of everything. Our mother Aisha was just able to give us a single day. So if you're only able to provide one single naira, if that's all you have, please provide it. Because the Prophet said here, alayhi salam, whoever takes charge in having banat shay'a, regarding this daughter, whoever takes care of anything regarding this girl, فَأَحْسَنَ إِلَيْهِنَّ وَلِيَ مِنْ هَذِهِ الْبَنَاتِ شَيْئًا, or takes over any one of these girls, whoever takes over, takes control, takes charge of any one of these girls, فَأَحْسَنَ إِلَيْهِنَّ, and then shows them kindness and goodness, كُلَّ لَهُ سِتْرًا مِنَ النَّارِ, they will be our own hijab, our own sister, our own covering, our own protection. The reason why she will not enter the Jahannam. So one of the means of avoiding Jahannam is you just look for one orphan to care for. Care for him or care for her, and then Allah will protect you from the fire of Jahannam. Care for the orphan, him or her, and then Allah will protect you from Jahannam. I think we can stop here so that we can take a few questions in the next 5 minutes. Bismillah, Abba Yusuf, I hope that this hadith is clear.
جزاكم الله خيرا يا شيخنا.
آمين وأنتم فجزاكم الله خيرا. آمين آمين وإياكم.
Now, the first question is says, if the widow is one's mother or a close relative, does it fall under this hadith?
Yes. If it's your relative, then That, and also if you are from the relatives of the father of that orphan. If you are from the relatives of the father of the husband, it reaches you more than the relatives of the mother. So, but if those people are not available, then the relatives of the mother, the orphan can be ascribed to them. Do you understand?
No.
In that sense, that is also the baby, the child of also related to them by blood of a sort. But those who actually have affection are the men, the father, the relatives of the father of that orphan. But in this case, the orphan was ascribed to the mother. Why? Because she's the one whose husband passed away. She's the mother of the children, of the two daughters in this hadith of Aisha. May Allah protect our widows, our aramil, the women who are disconnected from support. We mentioned at the beginning of this class that the armala is not restricted to the widow. It is for every woman who is disconnected from the husband. She has no husband. She's either a divorcee or she has not married. So she's disconnected from support. That makes us also an orphan that has not abandoned the woman. It has rather encouraged everybody to support the woman. The woman is the king of support in Islam, something that you must support. An individual that we all must support. The woman must not be left alone in Islam, whether as a husband, as a daughter, or as a wife, or as a mother. We must be supporting them. Men must be supporting women in every circumstance. The men must be going out to give support to their women. Allah has not abandoned the women to society. He has given these women and ascribed them either as your daughters, or as your wife, or as your mother, or your foster sister. If you are a man, you have any one of these four around you as a man, you should understand that you have a huge responsibility. You should not see your support for them as a privilege. It is a right that they have over you, and regarding which Allah will ask you about. The women must be supported. This is the main message here. How about a man who will now even have a wife and abandon the wife? How many men do that? They become irresponsible. Some men even depend on the salaries of their wives. This is not appropriate. Go out and look for something to provide for your wife. Don't become a man who depends on a woman. May Allah protect us from that evil. It's not appropriate for a man to become dependent on a person who should be dependent on him ordinarily. It is not appropriate at all. Allah protect us. Our brothers who for one reason or the other have become people who for one reason or one genuine reason or the other have had to, perhaps because of job loss or illness or the like of it, they have had to depend on a kind of a woman one way or the other. May Allah remove them and provide a means of sustenance for them such that they will not have to depend on a woman. It's a very big trial for a man to become dependent on a woman. Allah Naam Aba Yusuf.
Does this support for unmarried women and orphans include non-Muslims?
Well, the statement in Hadith are general. And the Hadith we read in Hadith number 130. When Imām Al-Bukhāri said, Al-Ihsānu ila al-barri wal-fajr, being kind and good is not restricted to the righteous. It is more salam. As Muhammad ibn al-Hanafiya told us, فَهِيَ مُسَجَّلَةً لِلْبَرِّ وَالْفَاجِرِ. It is general لِلْبَرِّ for people who are righteous, وَالْفَاجِرِ and people who are unrighteous. Even animals, lower animals, we should show them compassion. So if the armala or the yatim is a non-Muslim related to you, show them compassion to help them. But don't now You have opportunity to help Muslim Aramis and Yatama. You go to homes belonging to non-Muslims to go and give donations. Go and give those donations to Muslims. They have a greater right over you than us. But if you give a non-Muslim, you also have your reward. So give a preference to the Muslim. Otherwise, you're giving the non-Muslim, they handicap the Muslim to try to look for a Muslim to give. Your Muslim brother has the right of Islam over you. Allahu A'lam. Now,
This is the one who set up a widow and orphan foundation or food bank also amongst those that will enjoy the reward mentioned in the Hadith?
Wallahi, it appears so to me.
No.
I mean, what?
Could someone born out of wedlock that but lost their father be considered as a sinner?
Well, yes, it can come under that. Even though they are Christians, the fact that but the fact is that the Abd is known, especially when there is no argument about who is the father. If it is a clear cut, well known, this man gave birth to this child, and that man passes away, it is still the Abd of the child, even though that child was born out of wedlock, and in terms of ascription to be ascribed to the mother. But the fact still remains that the Abd is the Abd when there is no disagreement about the father of the girl or boy. So when that person, the father, now passes away, that child also falls amongst the Yatama. Yes.
Would someone who married a widow and take care of her children and take care of her and the children have such a reward mentioned in the hadith of?
Yes. They will have the reward in the two hadiths. In the first hadith, they will have the reward of Mujahideen. They have the reward of those who fast and pray regularly. The second hadith, they will have the reward of the one who will be protected from the fire. It's a very big job. I wish that young boys who have not married can do that for the reward. More so when they are matured-minded people who can control the woman and help manage the children. It's a very, very big job. Controlling a woman who has been previously married and nurturing children is not a child's play. So if we have a young brother who has not married at all, but who is very, very brilliant and intelligent in his ability to manage the affairs of people, then you are encouraged to marry such women. And some of our brothers who are marrying 1, 2, adding wives, they could do that too. That does not now mean that if I want to marry a second wife, a woman, my first wife now begins to abuse me that I must marry Armala. No woman should say that to her husband because every man has the right to marry whom he will. If the man chooses to marry a young virgin girl, yes, he has that right. If the man chooses to marry an Armala for the purpose of that, he has to say, well, that is his own issue. No woman should now come back and start saying that, oh, you are not fair because you are supposed to marry an Armala and take over a seat. No woman should employ this kind of an expression regarding her husband. Allahu Akbar.
I mean,
that's a fair advice.
نعم يكفيكم أحسن الله
السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.
وعليكم السلام ورحمة الله وبركاته. جزاكم الله خيرا.
آمين.